Panthers sound check here. Zaleski Sports. How are we sounding here, Angelica? Anything? Ski Sports.
Would you teach those eighth graders how to write sentences? That's all I hear from them.
They can't write. Well, they can. They just don't want to. That kid on their social studies test, right? The English settled in the Atlantic Ocean. We're talking about colonization. Yep, they just popped down right in the middle of the ocean. Settled in the
You guys have so many of them over there right now.
Yeah.
These classes are huge.
Yeah, 55 in 8th grade, 61 in 7th.
Really?
Last year. Half seniors, half juniors. I forget the context of why we were talking about it. Let's talk about this before.
Audio, please restart.
You guys don't context. What does this look like? Yeah. I was like,
How do you restart?
someone? And I started with each person.
How do you restart a Mac laptop?
Point that in.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay. You want to try?
All right, doing a sound check here. Sound check, Brandon Barringcut, Angelica on production. Sound.
Yeah, it's definitely working.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So we're good?
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe we'll go live in about a minute here, minute and a half. As long as we're perfect. Good.
Quick couple of things here now.
All right, we are live here. Welcome here on a Friday night, Friday, October 17th, 2025. The final regular season football action here tonight. A Marewood CWC conference game between the Pittsville Panthers and the Stevens Point Pacelli Cardinals. Brandon Barringcut on the call here. We've got Angelica on our production crew. And hard to believe that we are already in the final stretch of this regular season here. We'll go through a few stats here. Our Auto Select pregame show. They are Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. They have complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select and you are good to go. So our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show. The Cardinals here of Stevens Point Pacelli, they are 3-6 on the season. They are 2-4 in conference play. Of course, that game against Rosholt counts as a victory, technically. The forfeit, they were victorious in week number 1 over Manawa. That was hard to believe, already 2 months ago now. And then their other win coming in week number 5 against the Thunderbirds over in Iola, Scandinavia. So again, 3-6 on the regular season, 2-4 here in conference play. Head coach by Drew Nelson, who is the longtime head coach here for the Cardinals, Pacelli Cardinals. And Pacelli, their homecoming here tonight, they'll be honoring the 1994 state champion volleyball team, the girls volleyball team back from 1994. And then the 1995 WIAA state championship Pacelli Cardinal football team. Hard to believe that was some 30 years ago now, but kind of a momentous occasion here, the final regular season game here, a conference game to boot, and a couple of different teams being commemorated here during homecoming week, and then a number of individuals here as well that'll be honored and inducted into the Pacelli Athletic Hall of Fame. Pittsville, they come in here, their overall record of 3-5, 3-3 in the conference. They, like the Cardinals, get that forfeit victory technically against Rosholt. And then they had a 30-6 win at Wisconsin Rapids Assumption. That was back in week number 7. And then 58-34 home victory last Friday against Iola Scandinavia. So 3-5 overall, 3-3 in conference play. Tonight again, our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show. They're Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. Complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select. And you are good to go here. We'll get our national anthem. We'll get our starting lineups, and we'll be underway here in just a few moments on Zaleski Sports.
When it comes to vehicle maintenance and repairs, Stevens Point knows you can always put your trust in Auto Select. Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is often an inconvenience, but with locations on Highway 10 East and Church Street in Plover, Auto Select will have you back on the road in no time. Enjoy their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. Quality, dependable, automotive care experts you can trust in Stevens Point, Plover, and in Weston. At Auto Select, you're good to go.
Special welcome to our guest from Pittsville. We remind you that interscholastic athletics are an extension of the classroom, and that lessons are best learned when the proper respect is given to everyone. Please let the good sportsmanship show during tonight's game. Pacelli, Pittsville, and the WIAA, thank you for your cooperation. Please rise. Lord, we ask for your guidance and blessings on tonight's game, the players, coaching staffs, officials, and fans. Help us to be humble in victory, gracious in defeat, and remember that all of our abilities are a gift from you. And when the game is done, safe travel home to all. In your name, amen. We ask you to please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, we are back. National anthem underway here, and again, the regular season finale here, certainly for both teams. We'll get our starting lineups here.
First for the defensive starters for Pittsville. At defensive line, the juniors, number 50, Jackson Dwyer.
Jackson Dewar there, number 50.
Defensive line, senior number 54, Darren Luther.
Darren Luther, number 54.
Defensive line, senior number 56,
Keegan Becker, number 56.
defensive line, junior number 66,
Xander Schooley, number 66.
linebacker, senior number 28,
Titus Reese, the linebacker, number 28.
senior number 32,
Dalton Dar, another senior here.
senior number 51,
Brody Withers gets the start defensively for the Panthers.
at defensive back, senior number 2,
Dawson Luther, the defensive back on defense here.
back, sophomore, number 7,
Logan Vollert, number 7, the sophomore.
defensive back, senior number 23,
Christian Matthews, the senior, number 23.
senior number 24,
And then number 24, that's Cash Osterman. Jeremy Dewar, the head coach here for the Panthers here. That's the defensive unit. Now we'll turn things over to the host Pacelli Cardinals here.
At center, a 5'10", 200-pound junior, number 52, Owen Hansen.
Owen Hansen, the junior. Number 52, there's Owen.
190-pound junior, number 56,
Sean Berna, the junior, number 56.
At guard, a 6'1" and 295-pound senior, number 60, Peter Bella.
Peter Bella, number 60, the senior, 6'1", 195, one of two seniors.
6'1", 160-pound junior, number 55, Maximus Nelson.
Max Nelson, one of the captains, junior Max Nelson, 6', 165.
4'4", 220-pound junior, number 65,
Avon Bembenek gets a start, the 6'4", junior, 220.
5'10", 270-pound freshman, number 80, Marcus Krieger.
Marcus Krieger, the freshman, gets a start at tight end.
Wide receiver, 5'10", 260-pound senior, number 3, Zane.
Zane Phyllis also gets a start here, the 5'10", 160-pound senior, number 3.
55-pound junior, number 4, Eric Rankin.
And Eric Ranke, the junior.
At wide receiver, 5'10", 230-pound junior, number 23,
Porter Boris, number 23, the junior.
At running back, a 6', 180-pound junior, number 22,
Bryce Flaker, number 22, the junior.
And your quarterback, a 6'2", 165-pound junior, number 12, Jacob.
And quarterback Jacob Williams, number 12. So the four captains here, you've got Ranke, Williams, Flaker, and Nelson. Those are your four captains here for the Cardinals. The captains for Pittsville, you've got Dawson Luther, Dalton Dar, and Darren Luther here. So a good night here for some football, some CWC Merriwood Conference action here tonight. Brought to you in part by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. We had our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show. Dawson Luther, that's a name I know that I have called personally a number of times. I know I sometimes will digress to baseball, but he became the all-time hits leader over in Pittsville this last spring. Still has a whole nother year in front of him. He's the quarterback here for the Panthers, and also the lead in terms of rushing yardage. The 137 carries, 1,052 yards, nearly 8 yards per carry, 12 touchdowns for Dawson Luther. Kind of one of those do kind of everything type players. Again, the quarterback, and passing wise, he's 22 of 54, 233 yards with a couple of touchdown passes to boot as well. So Pacelli will kick off here. That one's going to float down and go, and that'll draw the flag here. So the Panthers will start here on offense here. Again, Dawson Luther, kind of that leader, the quarterback, who's also kind of a dual threat. I shouldn't say kind of a dual threat. He is definitely a dual threat. Leads the team in rushing yards and over 1,000 yards to boot as well for Dawson. Christian Matthews, their lead receiver, with 11 receptions, 109 yards, nearly 10 yards per catch, and a touchdown here on the year. And Dalton Dar also with 115 carries for 426 yards, nearly 4 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns. And Christian Matthews also has carried 7 times for 85 yards, 12.1 average and a touchdown here. So ball at the 35-yard line, just underway here. Dawson Luther working under center here for Pittsville. Two-back set there for Luther. And that's number 32, Dalton Dar in the carry, the senior. Dar's going to get about 5 or so. Will Dalton, again, he's the second leading rusher here in this Panthers offense with 426 rushing yards for Dalton. So it'll be 2nd and 5, ball at the 40-yard line. Luther working from the gun here for the Panthers. A give back to Dar. He's going to get up to about the 42, and Bryce Flaker in on the hit there. That's going to be about a 3 or so yard pickup. Bryce Flaker defensively, one of those, a lot of these guys certainly do play both ways, but Bryce, 36 total tackles on the season, 18 of those solo tackles, and a pair of TFLs, or tackle for losses, for Bryce. On the defensive side of the ball. So Dawson Luther doing what Dawson Luther does, and that's picking up a first down. He's going to get past midfield down to about the 45. So that's going to be about a 12-yard pickup there for the, we'll say maybe 11 yards or so. So Luther showing what he can do on the ground as well here. And as we mentioned, the all-time hits leader over at Pittsville, with a whole season yet in front of him. And he's one of those names that seems like I've been calling his name and hearing his name for a long time. And I think that just goes to show he's a guy that has been productive basically in all three sports really since day one. The give here is to Dar. Dar makes a couple guys miss. He's going to get down to about the 39 or so, maybe 38, 7-8 yard pickup there for Dalton Dar. Of course, again, Dalton with 4 touchdown carries on this season. I want to get a pretty nice night here for some high school football. Spash there on the road over in Marshfield. That's a Wisconsin Valley Conference game. That one also on Zaleski Sports. And I think, if I'm not mistaken anyways, Angelica tells me there's 14 games live broadcast here. We're going to get a flag on the play. It looks like a false start. That's going to go back 5 yards against the Panthers. I want to give thanks here tonight to Culligan Water. Culligan Water specializes in all of your water softener, drinking water, and water filtration systems. You can count on Culligan to keep your water pure and healthy. With unparalleled service and convenient delivery option, that's Culligan Water. So they'll be placed at the 44-yard line. 2nd down and 8 to go here for the Panthers. Luther is going to try to take it himself, cuts back up the middle, and Luther's still going strong. He's got first down yardage again, does Dawson Luther. He's going to get down to, let's see, they'll mark that at about the 33-yard line, so a gain of about 10 or so here. Just 3 minutes or so gone by here in this opening quarter. Again, the kind of a momentous occasion here with the 1994 girls volleyball team along with the 1995 football team, along with a number of different individuals being inducted to the Pacelli Athletic Hall of Fame. Luther takes it himself, cuts right, and Luther and Dawson Luther, 33-yard score there for Dawson Luther. So Luther at the 8:34 mark. So they'll say the 32-yard touchdown run for Luther at the 8:34 mark here. It's now 6-0. So Luther, again, he does lead this team in rushing yards at a pretty blistering nearly 8-yard per carry average as the quarterback as well, with 12 touchdowns. So certainly Dawson Luther, no stranger to pay dirt here for Pittsville. So it'll be Pittsville going for the 2-point conversion here. Luther, the give is to Dar, and Dar fighting for it, but he's not going to get that, so the 2-point conversion will come up short. So it'll be 6-0, 8:34 mark here in quarter number 1. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters. Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
All right, we are back here, 8:34 mark here in quarter number one. Want to give thanks here to all of our game day sponsors here tonight. The Chastain Hesley Insurance Agency is your full-service agency in Pittsville, offering auto, home, business, farm, and life insurance from a variety of companies, including Progressive. Whatever you need to protect, let them provide you with a free quote. Good luck, Panthers, from the Chastain Hesley Insurance Agency, serving all of central Wisconsin with offices in Pittsville and in Loyal. That is the Chastain Hesley Insurance Agency. So Pittsville as a team, they have 13 two-point conversions to their possession. So they typically do go for 2 points in that situation. Flaker fielded it around the 31 or so, and he's going to get down to about the 42-yard line or so. Pretty good field position for the Cardinals. The kind of a shorter kick there for Pittsville. And that is where Jacob Williams and the rest of the Pacelli team here will take over here. Eric Ranke back in action here. He's been out a few weeks now with injury. Certainly part of that, what we've called the two-headed monster, so to speak, here between Bryce Flaker and Eric Ranke. Flaker, the lead back here, the 128 carries, 432 yards, nearly 3.5 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns. And Ranke to complement with 179 yards receiving to lead the team here. So Flaker the give. He's going to try to bounce outside, and he's going to get maybe a couple or so on that one, maybe 3, roughly. Ball's going to be spotted around the 46 or so. So 3-yard pickup there for Bryce. Again, Bryce closing in on 500 rushing yards here in his junior season. Ranke 33 carries for 158 yards. Again, he's been out with injury, so you can certainly feel that. But I tell you what, Zane Phyllis has done pretty well as well. He's got 33 carries, 158 yards, and nearly 5 yards per carry, shouldering some of that load for the Cardinals here. So 3rd down here to go at the 48-yard line. So 3rd and 5 coming up here, about 7:15 here remaining in quarter number one. Williams 2-back set with Ranke and Flaker. And Williams typically will work from that shotgun formation. The give is to Flaker. Flaker cutting outside. Some hard running there for Bryce Flaker, the junior. He will have enough for the Pacelli first down. So Flaker with a big first down here. And again, homecoming night, so just sort of looking out here, a pretty nice crowd for sure. Very, very nice crowd, in fact. And, paying tribute to their Athletic Hall of Fame here over the weekend. Of course, the homecoming festivities. Williams here working from the 41-yard line. And may have been a mix up there perhaps. So Williams takes it himself. He'll pick up about 3 or 4 there. And Williams, he 59 carries for 275 yards, 4.7 yard per average, and the 1 touchdown run for Williams. So another one of those guys that kind of that dual threat quarterback with, again, nearly 300 yards on the ground for Williams. And, he will try to go through those progressions as best he can. We've certainly seen the evolution of Jake Williams over the last couple of years here. So 2nd and 6 here. The give is to Ranke, and 32. That is Dalton Dar there on the tackle. The TFL, in fact. So Dalton. Also, Dalton has an interception on the season here for the Panthers. So it's going to be about a 3rd and 8 here from the 39-yard line here. And I believe, going back to that two-back set here is Williams. And Flaker running to his left. And he is going to fight to try to get near the 35, where he will come up short. Did Bryce Flaker here, so it's going to bring up a 4th down. And you have to think 4-down territory certainly in this part of the field here for the Cardinals. That would be a 50-plus field goal. And punting-wise, yeah, you definitely have to go for it, I have to think. And Pacelli, historically, kind of that run-first offense. You know, and that goes back to the infamous and the very legendary Bob Rocek. Williams pitches it outside to Phyllis. That's Zane Phyllis getting a carry, and Zane Phyllis. So Zane Phyllis with a nice carry there. And again, he's been another formidable back here for the Cardinals. He's kind of their primary kick returner. He's garnered nearly 300 yards in kick return yardage, nearly 21 yards on kick returns. And also, again, as we mentioned, about 160 yards on the ground here for the Cardinals. And just one of 2 seniors is Zane Phyllis. So Pete Bella and Zane Phyllis, the lone 2 seniors. Williams working under center here. The give is to Ranke up the middle. Ranke going to get maybe a couple or so down to around the 20-yard line. I want to give thanks here tonight to all of our game day sponsors. Food and fun are the features at Horse and Around downtown Pittsville. Stop in for daily food specials like $3 burgers on Tuesdays and their Friday fish fry. There's great food and fun at Horse and Around downtown Pittsville. Check them out on Facebook. So we'll keep it right here. Just under 4 minutes here to go in quarter number 1. And Coach Nelson trying to signal in something, I think, here to the clock and scoreboard crew. So Phyllis picked up that very key 1st down to keep this drive going here. Yeah, that's what they're saying. They added that about 10 or so seconds back on that game clock. Of course, we're about nearly 2 Americano drinks here tonight, Angelica, and an iced Americano, the caffeine that is pretty darn productive. Productive day all through and through here, and certainly happy to be part of tonight's game. Again, the homecoming regular season finale. Williams under center here for the Cardinals. The give is to Flaker. Flaker busting through and going to get up down near about the 13 or so. Keegan Becker on the stop. Keegan, a senior here for the Panthers. So 3rd down here for Pacelli. Ball at the 14-yard line. So it'll be 3rd and short. Again, you have to think 4-down territory if for some reason Pacelli not able to convert. And they've strung together a pretty nice drive here in this opening quarter here. And that's given to Flaker. He's going to be tripped up there in a nice open field tackle there. That was Darren Luther, the senior on the stop. one of three captains here, Dawson and Darren Luther, and then you've got Dalton Dar. So Reinke checks back in here for the Cardinals. So the tackle for loss there for Darren Luther. So 4th and 5 here to go. Big 4th down here coming up for this Pacelli offense, and equally large for this Pittsville defense. Flaker bouncing, still trying to get first down yardage. I don't, however, think he'll have enough. Although tough to tell, I guess, from this. And it will be turned over on downs here. So that is where the Panthers here of Pittsville will take over again. Dawson, Luther, and the rest of that Panthers offense here. I want to give thanks here tonight to C&D Auto Body Repair and Sales. They are your complete auto body repair shop. They provide free estimates and guarantee complete satisfaction. They'll work with your insurance company to make it easy for you and do windshield glass installation too. Contact Chad and Dan at C&D Auto Body, and that's on County Trunk E in Arpin. That's C&D Auto Body Repair Sales. Again, Chad and Dan there. So that is Dar on the carry for the Panthers. Kind of a short pickup there for Dalton Dar. Avon Bembenek on the stop for the Cardinals. 2nd and 6 here from the 17, under a minute and a half here in quarter number 1. Pacelli hosted Edgar here last Thursday night. Head coach Jerry Sins and the rest of the Edgar Wildcat squad in. And that was Dawson Luther on the carry there. He's going to get up to about the 20 or so. So he's going to be Max Nelson on the stop here for the Cardinals. Max came into tonight's game with 65 total tackles, 26 of those the solo variety. He's got 8 tackle for losses and a sack to his resume. Max, the junior, of course, son of head coach here, Drew Nelson. Luther the give to Dar, and Dar breaking through the line. One man to beat, and Dalton Dar is off to the races here. And we'll see, and that will be an 80-yard touchdown run by Dalton Dar. So Dalton Dar breaks free for the 80-yard touchdown run at about the, 12-second mark here left in quarter number 1. So Dar, he, for a moment looked like maybe Pacelli, although there is a flag, will doesn't look like that will it's going to be on the defense here. So it is 12-0 now, and you have to think again, Pittsville going for 2 here, so it would appear. And again, as we mentioned here earlier, they've got the 13-team 2-point conversions here. So they will typically go for 2 a good majority of the times. Luther, and that's out to Christian Matthews for the 2-point conversion. Christian Matthews, the 2-point conversion is good. So it is now 14-0, Pittsville out in front over Pacelli. 12 seconds remain here in quarter number 1. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
All right, we are back here. So the 80-yard touchdown run for Dalton Darr. That's his 5th touchdown here in terms of rushing here for the, and that is now officially his longest touchdown run. In fact, he had a 33-yard touchdown run earlier here in the season. So Pittsville to kick off. Going to be a short kick, going to be fielded near the 28 or so. And a pretty nice run, and looks like that is, I believe, Chase Napawaki getting it out to the midfield marker there here for Chase. Chase just the freshman, and again, as we said, Pacelli graduating just the 2 seniors, and again, I know I probably said it a few times, but their middle school team, folks, is, you know, they are very solid, so I have to think future looks very bright here. I know they've at times struggled with numbers, which can certainly make things a little bit more challenging, particularly during practice. So 6 seconds here in quarter number 1. And that's given to Ranke there. Ranke fighting through for maybe about 2 or 3 yards. And that's going to signal the end of quarter number 1. So we'll take a brief pause ourselves. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part by the Hofffavor Real Estate Group.
Ski's Meat Market is your locally owned premier meat market filled with so many delicious favorites featuring hundreds of varieties of bratwurst, chicken, pork, steak, and so much more. No matter what you're looking for, everything you'll find at Ski's Meat Market is always fresh with so many local gems including pizzas, salsas, deli meats, and a variety of homemade dips, pasta salads, veggies, loaded baked potatoes, and drinks. Ski's is a one-stop shop for all your culinary needs. They're always adding new flavors and specialty products. Ski's Meat Market on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. Their quality is worth the stop.
All right, we are back here, quarter number 2. About to get underway here. Want to give thanks here to Tabby's Blue Bayou. They back the Pittsville Panthers. Stop in for some appetizers and a cold beverage after the game or anytime. Pizza, pretzels, nachos, and other snacks await you at Tabby's Blue Bayou in Pittsville, or order for delivery with DoorDash. That is Tabby's Blue Bayou. Some might see Bayou. I guess I've always known it as Bayou, but either way, stop in at Tabby's Blue Bayou. So quarter number 2 here. It's been all Pittsville here thus far with the 80-yard touchdown run by Dalton Darr, and then you had a 32-yard touchdown run by Dawson Luther. Of course, both of those gentlemen seniors here. So Williams here in the Cardinals, pretty good field position here to start this second quarter. The give is to Bryce Flaker. He is going to be swallowed up there by a host of Panthers. Noah Canoyer there on the stop around the 47 here, so it'll be about a 2nd and 7 here to go for the Cardinals. That was Canoyer the junior. Had a chance to talk a little bit to the Pittsville crew a little bit just to get some name pronunciations. Williams drops back, going through his progressions, making a pretty nice move, and Jacob Williams gets outside. Williams going and showing his abilities in terms of that, as we mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, the kind of that dual threat quarterback. Looks like we may have a player down, though. That's Jackson Dewar, I believe. Dewar. So we're going to take a brief commercial pause here. You are listening to and watching high school football action here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hofffavor Real Estate Group.
At R&R Flooring and Furniture, we sell products that look good and products that last.
You want a great selection at a great price and a company that stands behind their products? You will find Wolfcraft, Ashley, Marshfield Furniture, and more.
Looking to get the best sleep of your life? We have a mattress for you. Get a 15-year non-paraded hybrid mattress for only 25 cents a night, and we also carry adjustable beds. When it comes to flooring, furniture, and mattresses, it's easy. Come to R&R Flooring and Furniture today.
You ask us, picking out new furniture should be fun, and when you work with us, it is. Home Furniture's free design assistance in your home or in our store. We make the process as easy as possible by helping you envision what your furniture and your room will look like. What inspires you? Visit Home Furniture today to create a single sofa or an entire room. We'll help you bring it all together. Dream it, create it, love it. Home Furniture's free design assistance, West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Under 10 minutes here to go in quarter number 2. And it's Porter Boris near side lined up here along with a two-back set with Ranke and Flaker. The give is to Flaker. Flaker cuts around to his right, and he is going to keep going strong, and Flaker in for the touchdown run. The Bryce Flaker 15-yard touchdown run for Bryce Flaker. And that's at the 9:27 mark here in quarter number 2. So Pacelli getting some points on the board here now of their own. And you have to think, it looks like maybe they're going to go for the PAT here. And that's Williams. Williams, the kick is up. And it is good for Jacob Williams. So the PAT by Williams, good here. So it's now 14-7. 9:27 remaining here in quarter number 2. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoffavor Real Estate Group.
My grandparents worked so hard their whole life to keep things nice. You want to make sure that you're getting the job done correctly. At no point did I feel like I wasn't being handled by professionals. They were literally taking it on a surgical level, it seemed. Like they were very, very thorough on every step. I feel like Infinity treated my family with the same respect they would have treated their own. I feel like my house was brand new again.
All right, we are back here. I want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors. Bucks and Berries Cafe in Babcock is the place to go for signature pies and homemade food. Check out their daily specials and Friday fish fries. It's a cozy family fun atmosphere at Bucks and Berries Cafe. Open 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. That's out on Highway 80 over in Babcock. And they are also on Facebook. Again, that is Bucks and Berries Cafe in Babcock. So Bryce Flaker with the 15-yard touchdown scamper I should say here. That's becoming kind of one of my go-to words, Angelica, scamper. Running for pay dirt here. So the kick, kind of a low kick there, fielded around the 25 or so by Pittsville. And that, we'll see who that was. That was number 1 there. That's James Scheel on the return. And Max Nelson tallies another tackle to his resume. So here it's going to be first here and 10 to go. 9:22 remaining here in half number 1. again on the final regular season game here tonight across all of high school football. And then, of course, playoffs will start next week. Dalton Dar the carry. And I think that may have been Dominic Sackman on the stop. A pretty nice stop there for Dominic Sackman, the junior, the 6 foot, 175-pound junior, the younger brother, of course, a name that a lot of Pacelli folks have heard throughout the course of the years, and Tim Sackman. So it's 2nd and 10 here from the 35 here for Dawson Luther with a single back set. Luther working from the gun and movement, and I think maybe we're going to get encroachment, but we'll see. That's always, and that's what it's going to be. So it's going to be an offsides penalty for the Cardinals here to move things up 5 yards for Pittsville. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 5 now from the 40. So Pittsville with a trio of receivers here far near side. And that's out in space. That's number 23. That's Christian Matthews, one of the favorite targets there of Dawson Luther. As we mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, he has 11 receptions, 109 yards and 10 yards per catch, along with a touchdown, at least by the stats that I have here anyway. So it's going to be 3rd and short here, ball around the 44-yard line. So about a yard here to go for the Panthers. 7:42 and counting here in half number 1. UW Stevens Point Pointers will play out here tomorrow. The Gerke Park here, the host of certainly not only Pacelli, but Stevens Point Area Senior High, or SPASH, and then the UW Stevens Point Pointers. Of course, you can see the big Pointer logo there at midfield. A couple of Pacelli Cardinals playing their college football, and Bryson Cash and Brock Barroncott over at UW Stevens Point. 3-2 on the season, but they play in that very, very tough WIAC conference. River Falls comes in here tomorrow. That conference is, in my humble opinion, one of the best in all of college football in Division III. So it's 1st and 10 here. Luther to take it himself. Cuts outside up to his left, and Luther, a dangerous runner once he gets out into space. And Dawson Luther, and he is brought down. I think that's Jacob Williams with the touchdown-saving tackle there. So Luther with another big gainer there. I guess the way I would always say it best is Dawson Luther doing Dawson Luther type things. Picking up a big gain there for Dawson. Having himself, in my humble opinion at least, a very, very productive senior campaign here for the Panthers. 1st and 10 here, ball at the 10-yard line. Luther, the give is to Dar. Dar, he's not gonna get much, I don't think. Let's see who was in on that. I think Owen Hansen, one of the Cardinals, maybe in on that. So that'll be 2nd down here, ball around the 9 3/4 line, we'll say. 9 3/4. Might be a Harry Potter reference, possibly. And tie that in every once in a while. Luther, and he is going to get in for the 9-yard touchdown run for Dawson Luther. 9-yard TD run there for Luther. His 2nd touchdown here tonight for Pittsville. That's at the 6:06 mark here in quarter number 2. So you have to think that Pittsville probably going, although it looks like maybe we've got a flag out there. That was, let's see what that is all about. Kind of obstructed from that, so apologize for that. That caught that from the corner of my eye here. Now that's going to go against the offense here. So 15-yard penalty, I believe. That was the call here. Did not see the flag right away, so that's going to back things up a bunch. So the points will come off the board here. A pretty big penalty there for Pittsville. 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct here, so it's going to erase that, what I had as the 9-yard touchdown run there by Dawson Luther, which would have been his second here of the night. So it's going to be first down here. So Luther back to pass, going through his progressions, and Flaker unable to get to Luther there, and Dawson able to get out to near the 10 or so yard line there. So it is 14-7 here. So again, those points taken off by way of that penalty here. We'll get a timeout. We'll take a brief timeout ourselves here. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part by the Hoff-Favor Real Estate Group.
Hello, Wisconsin. Phelps Dairy Store in Stevens Point is your spot for family fun. Wisconsin style at the farm. Come have an ice cream or some of their daily made fresh cheese curds while observing the robotic barn milking the cows. Ask for a tour of the farm or let the kids see the cows up close. Various Wisconsin-made dairy and beef products, seasonal decor, and outdoor activities are just the start of the family fun that awaits you at the Phelps Dairy Store, just a half mile from Walmart in Stevens Point. Phelps Dairy Store, food, family, and fun.
All right, we are back here, so we're going to kind of reverse course a little bit. Dawson Luther's touchdown, the 9-yard touchdown at the 6:06 mark. But then the conversion no good. They were backed up with that unsportsmanlike penalty here. So the touchdown good. So Dawson Luther. So I'm glad that I carry a pencil here, Angelica, because if I did not, I would be kind of having to write over my my ink here, we'll say. So 20-6 or 20-7 our score. So Dawson Luther. So it is 20-7 here, Pittsville, and that is Luther's second touchdown of the night. And again, apologize for a little bit of that. I know it was a little bit of collaboration up here in the press box during our commercial pause here, but in fact the touchdown was good, so I do stand corrected, and if I caused any confusion, I sincerely apologize. Kickoff taken and not taken there, and that's Sam Westrick, the freshman. He's going to get to about the 10 or so. So Pacelli in some very less than ideal field position here to start this drive, with 6:03 here remaining in this opening half of play here tonight. Dawson Luther with a pair of touchdown runs here tonight, a 32-yard run, along with that 9-yard run. And then Dalton Dar with an 80-yard touchdown run. Bryce Flaker with a 15-yard run here for the Cardinals. So it is 20-7. 6:03 remaining here. And this Pacelli students section here trying to will their Cardinals. I think we're going to get a delay of game penalty here against the Cardinals, so that's going to back things up here for Pacelli. So it's going to bring up a 1st and 15 now, so they're going to get backed up to around their 5 or 6 yard line here. So Williams going to get it outside to Ranke. Ranke cutting to his right, makes a couple of guys miss, and Ranke with a pretty nice run of his own gets down to about the 25 or so, so nearly a 20-yard pickup there for the very shifty Eric Ranke. Again, as we mentioned here tonight in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, he has been out for a few weeks now due to injury, so certainly a big piece of that, not only Pacelli offense, but defense as well here for the Cardinals junior. Porter Boris lined up near side here for Pacelli. Ranke lined up. You have to think he'll probably give to Flaker. Flaker bounces off a guy, able to pick up I don't know if he's going to get any yardage on that or not. Nope, he will not. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 here again from the 25 here. 5-10 and counting and half, number 1. Chase Napawaki checking in here for the Cardinals. He'll line up here for Pacelli, along with you've got Porter Boris, the junior. Williams back to pass, going through progression 1, and he's going to get it out to Phyllis, and Phyllis unable to snag that one, so it's going to fall incomplete now, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 here now for the Cardinals. So Pacelli from their own 25. 4:43 here to go in half number 1. Williams, he'll drop back. He's going to roll outside. He's going to roll back to his right, trying to evade some pressure there, and still going. And Jacob Williams still going as Williams, and a whole lot of running there, and I don't know that he's going to end up with about more than 5 yards or so, but was able to kind of turn a whole lot of nothing into something there, but we'll see how many. So it will be 4th down here from the 30, so you have to think certainly punting here in this situation, the field position that the Cardinals are in. Want to give thanks here to Ridgetop Exteriors. Just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home, roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com. That is Ridgetop Exteriors. So Pacelli will punt. And that one, Phyllis, he is able to somehow get that one off, but it's going to be a short punt, and it's going to bounce. It's going to end up rolling back into pretty, all things considered, around the 48-yard line here or so, and that is where the Panthers will take over here at the 4:10 mark here in quarter number 2. So Phyllis, kind of a low snap there, and was able to get that one off somehow. So Pittsville at their own 48-yard line here. Out front here, 20-7. Dalton Dar, the single back set here for the Panthers. And it looks like a timeout will be called. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Littlest thing of walking or just being able to get around the community or walk to the grocery store or walk around the grocery store is just something little, but that is such an impactful thing, I think, to the patient to say, okay, well, I have 5 other things, but you were able to just help me with one of them. And I think that is gratifying for me personally, just to help even one small aspect of their life.
All right, we are back here. 4:10 remaining here in quarter number 2. Here, want to give thanks to Simplicity Credit Union. Simplicity Credit Union brings home the win with great mobile options and the right loan for your family, your business, or your home. Check them out at simplicity.coop today. That is Simplicity Credit Union. So, of course, the Milwaukee Brewers in action here, trying to hopefully get a win here tonight to keep that NLCS series going. So 1st and 10 here for the Panthers at their own 48-yard line with the senior Dalton Dar, the single back here for Dawson Luther, who works from the gun here. Dar, I beg your pardon, that is Luther. And Luther gets a couple, maybe 3. I think that was Sean Berna on the stop. So it'll be 2nd and 7 here now in Pacelli territory here. So 2nd and 7 here from the 49. About 3.5 minutes remaining here in this opening half of Merriwood CWC conference action. Luther from the gun. And a little trickery there. That's number 23. And that's Christian Matthews with first down yardage there. So Christian So pretty good run there for Matthews. Ranke on the tackle there. So it's going to be placed around the 36-yard line here, 35, 36 or so. 1st and 10 here for this Panthers offense here, who has looked pretty sharp here in this final regular season action. Luther to give to Dar. Dar running up to about the 29 or 30, brought down by Max Nelson. Maximus Nelson. Max or Maximus, he'll respond to either one, I would guess. Coach Drew Nelson would tell you. So the ball at the 30-yard line here, 2nd and 5 here, 2:20 to go here in half number 1. Dawson Luther, and that one's given to Dalton Dar. Dalton Dar is going to get maybe a yard. We'll see. Dar, Sean Berna on the stop. Defensively, kind of that two-headed defensive monster in Sean Berna and Max Nelson in terms of their tackle production here for this Cardinals squad. Just the juniors, both Berna and Nelson. Kind of the leaders on the defensive side of the football here. It's 3rd and 5 from the 30. Luther cuts outside to his right. And a pretty nice tackle there made by Jacob Williams. They get a couple of flags on the play. We will see what that is all about. Never like to speculate, but because every time I speculate, I'm wrong. Well, maybe not every time, but 8.5 times out of 10 anyways. They're going to collaborate and see what this is on here, what the call here is. That's going to be a hold. That is going to go, and that's kind of what I thought, but I never like to speculate. They're going to repeat third down here for Pittsville. Around the 39-yard line here. So 20-7 is our score on this homecoming evening here at the Girk. Luther working from the gun. Single back. Luther back to pass. He's going deep, and he has got... And that's going to be picked off. That is Jacob Williams with the interception there. So Dawson, Luther, and Williams with the interception here for Pacelli. As a means to, they've got about 1:08 here. Kind of a long field to cover here to possibly, I have to think they'll probably try to see if they can maybe put some points on the board here. But you have to think Coach Nelson and the Cardinals, more importantly, able to keep points off the board for Pittsville. Looks like Sean Berna down. They've been shaken up a little bit on that one, perhaps. So Pacelli will be deep in their own territory here on the Jacob Williams interception. So Jacob now will go back out here with 1:08 here to go in half number one. Looking to try to maybe march his troops down the field here. They are at the 3-yard line, however. So Williams working under center here, left to right. Phyllis, the man in motion here. The give is to... let's see. I think that is Flaker on the carry. So Sean Berna looks like he is okay. Checking back in. Had to sit out for that single play. May have had an issue with a helmet, perhaps. So good to see Sean Berna back in. Chase Napawaki coming back out here for the Cardinals here. Under 40 seconds remaining here in half number one. And Pacelli coaching staff has to think, certainly you do not want to put the ball on the ground in a situation like this. Williams working from the gun here. The give is to Reinke. Reinke cuts back inside, gets back to around the 14 or so. So about a 7 or 8 yard pickup, and you have to think that is probably going to be the final play here of this first half, and it is. So our halftime score out here at the Mendyke family scoreboard there. You can see that in our camera angle here. 20-7 at the half. Pittsville out front here. We'll take a brief pause. We'll go through some stats here, some information here over the halftime. And again, a score at the half, 20-7 Pittsville over Pacelli. You are listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoffavor Real Estate Group.
Looking for a place where everyone feels at home? Welcome to Point Brewery, your family-friendly tap room with something for everyone. From a wide variety of local brews to classic Point sodas for the kids, we've got the perfect pour for everyone. Craving a bite? We've got hot, cheesy Portesi pizzas ready when you are. Whether you're hanging out inside or soaking up the sun in our outdoor beer garden, there's space to unwind. Planning a celebration? Reserve our private event room and make it a gathering to remember. Point Brewery, good times, great taste, all on tap.
Selling your car to Dahl Auto is quick and easy. Bring your title and keys, and you'll have a check in as little as 30 minutes. Still owe money on your vehicle? No problem. We'll take care of it. Doll Auto.
For the best food in town, look no further than Rock and Roll Cafe on Stanley Street in Stevens Point. This locally owned, 50s-themed diner loves to support their community while providing a full menu of breakfast and lunch options, along with all-day breakfasts and Friday fish fry. Enjoy a fun, family atmosphere with delicious meals made from scratch, including skillets and tasty burgers. Dine in or take out is welcome, Mondays through Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Treat yourself to a mouth-watering experience at the Rock and Roll Cafe on Stanley Street.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
Mega Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Meda Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at MedaCustom.com.
All right, we are back. We are at the half here out at Gerke Park here in Stevens Point. Pittsville out front here 20-7. And a whole nother half here to go, but you'll have our Pacelli dance team and all the youth doing the halftime show here. Again, a score at the half. It is 20-7 in favor of the Panthers here at Pittsville. We'll run through our first half scoring here, starting obviously Dawson Luther started things off here at about the 8:34 mark here in quarter number one with a 32-yard touchdown run. The Pittsville two-point conversion was no good at that point, so it was 6-0 at 8:34 in quarter number one. And then at about the 12-second mark, so about 8 minutes and 22 seconds later, we'll say, in quarter number one, Dalton Darr with a burst of energy and an 80-yard touchdown run. And Christian Matthews converting on the two-point conversion at that point. It was 14-0 in favor of Pittsville with 12 seconds remaining in quarter number one. Bryce Flaker then gets things going here for the Cardinals. A 15-yard touchdown run at the 9:27 mark in quarter number two. The Jacob Williams PAT at that point was good, making it 14-7. And then that's where things got a little bit dicey, at least with me, in terms of thinking maybe at one point there was a penalty. But Dawson Luther with his second touchdown run, a 9-yard touchdown run for Dawson Luther at the 6:06 mark, making things at that point with the two-point conversion no good. It was 20-7, and that is our halftime score here. I want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors. Again, C&D Auto Body and Repair and Sales is your complete auto body repair shop. They provide free estimates and guarantee completion and complete satisfaction. They'll work with your insurance company to make it easy for you and do windshield glass installation too. Contact Chad and Dan at C&D Auto Body on County Trunk E in Arpin, and that again is C&D Auto Body Repair and Sales here. So again, a halftime score on this homecoming night here, and a very, very good crowd here on hand for homecoming, which also happens to be the last week of regular season football action here in this Merriwood CWC conference. This conference certainly is one of the finest, I would say, at least in my estimation, in terms of some of the teams certainly near the top in this conference, the likes of Edgar and Auburndale, and we've got Abbotsford, Pittsville, Assumption, Pacelli, and then Iola Scandinavia. So pretty darn good conference here for this Merriwood CWC conference here. Pacelli, they were last in action last Thursday, falling to Edgar and the Wildcats 42-0 here out at Gerke Park here. And Pittsville, on the other hand, they had a pretty large victory, 2 in a row, in fact, for the Panthers. They collected a 30-6 victory against Wisconsin Rapids Assumption. That was at Assumption, and then a 58-34 win over in Pittsville against the Thunderbirds of Iola Scandinavia. So they put up 88 points in their last 2 games, have the Pittsville Panthers. And they've got 20 more here tonight, so that is the Pacelli dance team here at the half. They're going to, I believe, we're going to keep our camera work here. Got our homecoming cord here. All of the festivities, so many of them, commemorating not only the homecoming court, but a couple of state championship teams from the mid-90s, back in the WIAA days. And Angelica, I don't even know, do you even remember the WIAA days? Probably, I'm thinking not, actually. That was, for those of you keeping track, that was a conference from 1968 to the year 2000. So 32 years, the WIAA. So, of course, the Pacelli Cardinals, 1995 WIAA state champs. That was down at Camp Randall Stadium in Madison 30 short years ago. And then the Pacelli volleyball team from 1994 WIAA state champion squad here, and a number of individuals as well here for the Athletic Hall of Fame induction. We're going to take a brief commercial pause. We'll bring it back here again at the half, 20-7 our score. Just over 15 minutes, give or take, so remaining in this halftime. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoffavor Real Estate Group.
I got referred to the orthodontist, and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here, and he was very happy with the smile. I'd recommend Bruce Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointment, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation.
Just makes sense. Mittens carries higher quality furniture from all of your favorite brands because we want you to be proud of your space.
It just makes sense. Mittens carries all of your favorite appliance brands so we can save you money on the products you trust.
It just makes sense that Mittens services what we sell because we want your home to be comfortable and run smoothly.
It just makes sense. Central Wisconsin has shopped at Mittens since 1938 because we have it all.
The auto service specialist at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service can change your oil, fix your brakes, align your vehicle, make that check engine light go away, and more. Great service from great people at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
We have team members in our lives, whether it's this or that or friends, and he's my team member that looked for my best interest. And he said, we're going to get you up walking without the walker. And I'm like, oh, really? And he says, yeah, we are. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to Shai and his staff because they made the impossible seem possible.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
All right, we are back here commemorating our Athletic Hall of Fame. That's Ted Kiefer, one of the first here to be inducted here. So Ted Kiefer, now part of the Pacelli Hall of Fame, Athletic Hall of Fame. Ted Kiefer, the 2025 Hall of Famer. My father-in-law, Jerome, will tell you, in addition to all of his athletic accomplishments, one of the best hunters out there too, is Ted Kiefer, as I'm told. You've got Mike Suhaki here, number 74. Multi-sport athlete Mike. There's Mike, number 74. And that long line of Suhaki athletes to go through the Pacelli system here. That's a name that's synonymous with Pacelli wrestling. Football certainly as well. That's Mike Suhaki, one of the individual Hall of Fame. And they've got Michael Jurgella now, the next Hall of Fame inductee. Michael, son of Dan and Darcy Jurgella. Very formidable three-sport athlete. There's Michael Jurgella, the third Hall of Fame individual inductee here. Anna Bright, the next individual inductee here for Pacelli. That's Anna Bright. Calvin Stroik, our next individual Hall of Fame inductee, class of 2025. Football, basketball, and baseball.
Calvin now lives in Pittsville, Minnesota with his wife and children, working as a senior consultant at Prime Therapeutics Plus. 2025 Hall of Famer Calvin Stroik.
Calvin Stroik, the 2025 Athletic Hall of Fame inductee here for Pacelli. Mike Schmoll, the next inductee here. Hall of Famer Mike Schmoll, the very legendary career. Got our 1994 WISA state champ volleyball team now.
record CWCC claimed co-champions after tournament play. All conference players include Kelly McNiff, Kelly Ruda, Angela Burrington, and Megan Soderberg, who was named Conference Player of the Year. Faith Patrick was named Conference Coach of the Year. The team ended the season with a 71-36 set record and won the state title by defeating Burlington Catholic Central. They also qualified for a state tournament 4 consecutive years, from 1993 to 1996. Welcome the 2025 Hall of Fame 1994 Pacelli volleyball team.
That is your 1994 WIAA State Champ volleyball team out. All Hall of Famers now. And the Pacelli WIAA State Champ squad from 1995. Head coached by the legendary Bob Rocek, making their way here. The Hall of Famers.
435-71, including 5 shutouts. Key players included state final MVP Mike Elsenrath, who was also recognized as Conference Slam of the Year, and Adam Ruda, who rushed for 1,648 yards during the title conference back of the year. Many players received all-conference honors, and the defense recorded 18 interceptions and Pacelli's record 22 fumble recoveries. This championship was the second of 3 state titles for the Cardinals. The key piece to legendary Coach Rocek's history at Pacelli. Welcome to the 1995 Pacelli football team inducted into the Hall of Fame.
And the 1995 state champ Pacelli Cardinals here. A lot of familiar faces, certainly guys like Nick Berlowski. I think I see Dan Stoltz, Scott McCartan, Jeff Leela, Adam Ruda, Jesse Flugar maybe I think I see. Adam Rozek I think down there. Number of familiar faces, no doubt. Again, the 1995 WIAA State Champ Pacelli Cardinal football team. And all of the Hall of Famers here tonight, the 1994 volleyball team as well. And, of course, all the individuals that we had a chance to get a little bit more information about from our PA here and athletic director, public address announcer here tonight, Wayne Sankey. So there's a live look in at all of the 2025 Pacelli Hall of Fame inductees here out at Gerke Park here in Stevens Point on this very beautiful night here for the Hall of Fame commemoration, as well as a conference regular season finale here. So we will take a brief commercial pause. We'll bring it back here, half number 2, just a few moments away. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoffavor Real Estate Group.
After a couple years of a job that doesn't fit, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That is where Mid-State Technical College comes in. Would cooking be a good fit? Try on a career in welding. Perhaps the outdoors suits you better. Or maybe helping people is a better fit. No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options, making Mid-State the perfect fit.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters. Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
All right, we are back here. Of course, a big night here, a little bit of everything here, homecoming and the 2025 Pacelli Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I believe they have a more formal ceremony tomorrow. Busy weekend here with Pacelli homecoming, certainly. And again, the Pointers, UW-Stevens Point, they'll be hosting River Falls. The Falcons here tomorrow. Get a chance to go and watch my oldest son, along with the other Pacelli alumni, Bryson Cashin, and head coached by Luke Vinay, athletic director Brad Duckworth. Again, the Gerke Park here in Stevens Point. Want to give thanks here to all of our game day sponsors here. Express Employment. Express Employment Professionals has relationships with all the local businesses and job openings. Call or stop in at Express Employment to find the right career path for you. So we're going to keep it right here. We'll do one more rundown here of the first half in terms of scoring here for both squads. Pittsville gets on the board first with a 32-yard touchdown run by Dawson Luther, the senior captain, and kind of the do-everything kind of quarterback slash, I don't want to say running back, but he is the lead rusher here for the Panthers. So the 2-point conversion no good, making it 6-0 at the 8:34 mark in quarter number one. And then 8 minutes and 22 seconds later, you get a 80-yard touchdown run by Dalton Dar. And the 2-point conversion at that point for Christian Matthews was good, so it was 14-0 with just 12 seconds remaining in quarter number one. And then about 2.5 minutes or so into quarter number two, Pacelli's Bryce Flaker, the junior, gets in for a 15-yard touchdown run. And the Jacob Williams point after attempt good, so it was 20-7 at that point. And then Pittsville gets a 9-yard touchdown run from Dawson Luther, the senior, with his second scoring touchdown here tonight for the Panthers. 2-point conversion at that point was no good. And that is where things have remained. So 20-7 is our score. Half number two just a couple minutes or so away. Brandon Bierencott on the call here tonight, along with Angelica doing our production here tonight. Just a good night here for some high school football out at the Gerke Park here in Stevens Point. And you can kind of see tribute to the two seniors here. That's Zane Phyllis and Peter Bella, the two seniors here. Their banners there kind of proudly hung here on the Pacelli bleachers here. So those two will graduate. Certainly a nice 4-year career for both of those gentlemen. Both Zane and Peter. Certainly, I'm sure, on behalf of everyone here from the Pacelli faithful, family, friends, and everything in between, wishing those two very well in their journeys forward. So about a minute or so, we'll take another brief pause. We'll bring it back here for half number two. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoffavor Real Estate Group.
Ski's Meat Market is your locally owned premier meat market filled with so many delicious favorites featuring hundreds of varieties of bratwurst, chicken, pork, steak, and so much more. No matter what you're looking for, everything you'll find at Ski's Meat Market is always fresh with so many local gems including pizzas, salsas, deli meats, and a variety of homemade dips, pasta salads, veggies, loaded baked potatoes, and drinks. Ski's is a one-stop shop for all your culinary needs. They're always adding new flavors and specialty products. Ski's Meat Market on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. Their quality is worth the stop.
All right, we are back here. Second half, just a few seconds away or so. Last I checked, Amherst out front 42-7 over Wittenberg Burnhamwood. I have not had a chance to check that one, but I know at one point Spash also was trailing over in Marshfield. That was a few minutes ago anyways, so that may have changed since the last time I checked, but we're going to get the second half underway here in just a few moments. Today's game brought to you in part by Blinds and Designs by Kelly, Premier Auto Body, Dahl Automotive, Stevens Point Brewery, Lee Ayers Jewelers, Point Heating and Cooling, and Portesi Pizza. So host of game day sponsors, and I know I say it just about every broadcast, probably twice or more even sometimes, and that is thank you to all of those great game day sponsors here. We could not do any of this without them. We're certainly very thankful to each and every one of them. Not only the times you see them in our commercial videos here, but certainly the great sponsorship here. So Pittsville will kick off here. The Cardinals, you've got Bryce Flaker back deep and Zane Phyllis, the two Cardinals back deep here to receive. Second half underway, kind of an end-over-end line driver. That's over to Phyllis. Zane Phyllis. And we're going to get a flag and a couple of flags. Maybe a lot of times that would signal holding, but we'll see. It looks like it will be a holding penalty for the Cardinals here. So Pacelli will take over here in this early goings here of half number 2. Kind of negates a fairly nice return there for the senior, the aforementioned Zane Phyllis, who we mentioned just a couple moments ago as the one of two seniors playing in their final stretch of high school football here. So Pacelli, they will take over here at their own 28-yard line to start half number 2. And athletic director Wayne Sankey, doing a fine job as the public address announcer. He might have a second or third career in the waiting, perhaps, is Wayne. Pitch out to Phyllis. Phyllis running hard, gets hit pretty hard there. We'll see. That was Dalton Darr on the stop there for Pittsville. It'll bring up second down here from about the 32, so about a 4-yard pickup there for Zane Phyllis. And again, Zane, another one of those guys he's had some carries as well prior to tonight's game. 33 carries, again, 158 yards, 40.8 yards on the ground. So he's another one of those ball carriers. He saw a little bit of extra action when Ranke was out. We're going to get movement here. That's going to be a false start against the Cardinals. So that will move things back here for Pacelli. It's a 5-yard penalty for the Cardinals. I want to give thanks here to Nicolay Bank. Nicolay Bank offers personal banking at its best. Locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill, or learn more at nicolaybank.com. So second down here to go for the Cardinals. The 5-yard penalty. Second and 11 here from the and that's a give over to Flaker. Flaker running pretty strong, gets out just past the 35-yard line. And a late flag does come in here. That was a later flag, so we'll see what that is all about. There's been a kind of a number of penalties here tonight, I would say. So that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 here for the Cardinals at their own 40-yard line. That Panthers penalty and a first down here for Pacelli. Two-back set here for the Cardinals. Williams working from the gun. And that one gets away, and we'll see if the Cardinals are able to retain that one. That was, I don't know if that was a bad snap or a miscue perhaps. Pacelli will retain possession. That could have been a lot worse here, so it's going to be 2nd and long here now for the Cardinals. Ball at the 34 here. About 2 minutes and 20 gone by here in this third quarter of action here. Merriwood CWC Conference regular season finale. So Williams, and we're going to get another flag here. I think that may have been, that may go against Pacelli. I think we may have had might have been, well, again, don't want to speculate, but that's what it looked like, at least from this angle. I want to give thanks here tonight to Mutual of Wausau. Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you. So that one will go against the Cardinals. That's going to be down around their own 29-yard line here. So 2nd and a bunch, we'll say, about 2nd and 21 to be exact. For those of you scoring at home. Williams working from the gun here with a single back set, with Flaker lined up to his right, gets it out in space. We're going to get another flag. May have been a hold. We shall see. Dalton Darr there talking to the officiating crew. So we'll get the official call, and it is a hold against Pacelli, so that's going to back things up that much more here for Pacelli. So kind of not necessarily helping their own cause in the string of penalties here. So Williams working from the gun here. Man in motion is Phyllis. Williams rolls to his right. He's got a man over the middle, and that's Eric Ranke, who, again, as we mentioned tonight in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, he is one of the leaders in terms of 13 receptions, 180 yards, receiving a couple touchdowns, and a 48-yard touchdown long for Mr. Eric Ranke here. So Williams able to complete that. That gets Pacelli down into Pittsville territory here, about 8:20 to go here in quarter number 3. Porter Boris here for the Cardinals lined up near side. You've got the two-back set. The give is to Flaker. Flaker stutter steps, tries to get outside, gets outside, and going to get down to about the 42 or so. 40, I guess about the 44, 43 maybe. So it's going to bring up a second down here for the Cardinals. So Pacelli with a fairly long and sustainable drive here in this this third quarter of action. Nearly a 4.5-minute drive thus far. And Ranke, I believe, that ball carrier there for Pacelli. Titus Reese on the stop there for Pittsville. It's going to bring up a third down here now for the Cardinals. Phyllis checks back in here for Pacelli. Ball around the 40. It's going to be about a third and about a yard or so here to go. And And you have to think probably at this area of the field, very likely 4-down territory if they are not able to convert. But Shelley has other thoughts, and that's going to be a first down carry for Bryce Flaker. One man to beat, and Flaker with a big gainer there for Bryce Flaker. He's already got a touchdown here tonight, and some very spirited running here tonight from Bryce Flaker. Again, the Cardinals leader in terms of rushing production here. Again, 128 carries, 432 yards, 4 touchdowns prior to tonight's game. So another big first down carry for the junior Bryce Flaker. We give thanks here tonight to Little Scholars Childcare. Little Scholars and Little Scholars Beginnings are two beautiful childcare and preschools in Stevens Point, offering early child learning for infants through 4K. You'll find great facilities and a comfortable environment to help your child grow. Visit littlescholars.com. A timeout called. We'll keep it right here, I think. 6:05 to go here in quarter number 3, and Pacelli looking to try to narrow that lead a little bit here. Would make it a 1-score game if they're able to score here, but certainly Pittsville has played pretty well as well here tonight. And for the most part, I would say a pretty competitive football game from a couple of teams in this Merriwood CWC conference. One of the certainly great conferences here. Of course, we had a chance to see Edgar out here last Thursday night. Head coach Jerry Sins and his entire Wildcat squad. They were down state champs last year down at Camp Randall in Madison. You have to think that they are probably at least thinking about that again this year, perhaps. Give is to Reinke. Reinke still going strong, and Reinke battling for some yardage. He's going to get down to nearly about the 7 or so. Pick up, we'll say about 6. Dalton Dar in the stop for the Panthers. So under 5:50 to go here in quarter number 3. So 5-yard pickup there for Eric Reinke. So 2nd and 5 here from the 8-yard line here, the Pittsville 8. They give it to Flaker. Flaker cuts outside, and Flaker still going strong, and Bryce Flaker with an 8-yard touchdown run for the Cardinals. So Bryce Flaker, 8-yard touchdown run for Bryce Flaker. And what I think probably stands out the most is that drive chewed up about 6 minutes and 38 seconds or so. So a very sustained drive here for this Cardinals offense. And the kick is good, so the PAT is good here. So now our score, it is 20-14 here at the 5:22 mark here in quarter number 3. Or listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
At R&R Flooring and Furniture, we sell products that look good and products that last.
You want a great selection at a great price and a company that stands behind their products? You will find Wolfcraft, Ashley, Marshfield Furniture, and more.
Looking to get the best sleep of your life? We have a mattress for you. Get a 15-year non-paraded high-bred mattress for only 25 cents a night, and we also carry adjustable beds. When it comes to flooring, furniture, and mattresses, it's easy. Come to R&R Flooring and Furniture today. That's all it takes.
All right, we are back. 20-14 our score. So Bryce Flaker with his 2nd touchdown run on the evening here. 5:22 here to go in quarter number 3. Want to give thanks here tonight to Schwartz's Seamless Roofing. Does your roof need attention? Call Schwartz's Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield today. They are your hail damage experts, and they serve all of central Wisconsin with both residential and commercial roofing. That is Schwartz's Seamless Roofing. So this one far from over here. Pacelli able to kind of crawl back into this pretty nice end-over-end kick, fielded near the 7-yard line here for Pittsville. And still on the run, and a pretty nice return. That is, I believe, Christian Matthews, I believe. And it is. He's going to get up near the 40 or so. So pretty nice return there for Christian, the senior. Again, one of the leaders in terms of offensive production, as one of their lead receivers here for the Panthers. 1st and 10, ball at the Pacelli 40. Matthews lined up here near side along with his single back set with Dar, Luther. Luther going to take it himself up the middle, going to get up to around the 45. Gain of about 5 yards there for senior Dawson Luther. So another 5 yards on his resume in terms of his running production. So Luther another one of those guys that I'm excited to watch. I know baseball is far from now, but he was just a fun player to watch on the baseball field, the center fielder, Dawson Luther. We're going to get, and that's going to be about a 2-yard pickup or so. Dalton Dar, the carrier again there for the Panthers. Up to around the 48-yard line, so it'll be third and short. 4:10 and counting here in this quarter number 3. Angelica doing our production, and I tell you what, she does great work. Keeps this production thing going, and the camera angles and everything else that Angelica does. And Luther on the keep. He'll have enough for 1st down. And now Luther and the Panthers into Pacelli territory. Ball at the Pacelli 48-yard line. Give thanks here tonight to Infinity Exteriors. Infinity Exteriors, installing peace of mind, roofing, siding, and windows built to last. Saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. We guarantee quality that you can trust. That's Infinity Exteriors. So it's 1st down here for the Panthers. And we're going to get a flag on the play. It's going to go against the Panthers, a false start penalty. So Panthers will back things up 5 yards. They'll retreat back into their own territory here. So So 1st down, 15 yards here to go for their Christian Matthews lined up far side for Pittsville. Dar in the backfield. Luther back to pass. Screen. And that's going to be a nice pickup. Get quite a few of those yards back and then some. Luther pass there down to about the 41-yard line, so a pickup of 6 yards. So it's going to be 2nd now and about 3 yards here to go. So they're able to get a big chunk of that yardage. Not only the 5 yards that they lost in penalty yardage, but also the some additional yards here as well. Luther under center here, 2-back set for Pittsville. We're going to get movement, and I think we're going to get a false start against the Panthers, so that will back them up 5 yards. So 2:15 and counting here to go in this 3rd quarter of action. And kind of a lot of, I guess I would say probably maybe most coaches on both sides would probably agree. Kind of a lot of penalties here tonight, I would say, really, in both squads. And Luther, the carrier there, the ball carrier, he gets up to about the 45-yard line or so. I give thanks here tonight to Valley Communities Credit Union. For 90 years, Valley Communities Credit Union has been part of your hometown team. local, trusted, strong Valley Communities Credit Union, where community comes first, federally insured by the NCUA, that is Valley Communities Credit Union. So 3rd and 6 here, ball at the 44-yard line here for the Panthers. Under a minute and a half gone, or left I should say, here in quarter number 3. Matthews lined up far side. Dar again, the lone back here for the Panthers. Luther back to pass, rolls out to his left. Going to try to get to the sticks for the first down. He'll have enough for the first down, will Dawson Luther. So dangerous both, well, certainly with his legs. We've seen that, and certainly his statistics would certainly show that. But has also completed nearly 42% of his passes coming into tonight. That's certainly one of those guys that when he can get out into space, not only can he make guys miss, but he's just a very high football IQ kind of guy. Just really an all-around athlete. Can't say enough about Dawson Luther. That one given to Dar there. He's going to get up near the 35 or so. Dalton Dar. Sean Berna on the stop there for the Cardinals. Tallying some more tackles to his resume. Again, just the junior here is Sean. Rick Berna, one of the coaches here on this Pacelli coaching staff. Sean, the junior, as we mentioned here. So Pittsville with trio of receivers. The guy in man in motion here, that's Cash Osterman, and I think we're going to get a legal motion there, and that's going to back things up here 5 yards for Pittsville, so it will remain 2nd down here for the Panthers as Osterman checks back out. Clock continues to wind, and have to think that that will be the end of quarter number 3 here, and it is. So it is 20-14 here at the conclusion of 3 quarters. 4th quarter coming up here in just a few moments. You are listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
If you ask us, picking out new furniture should be fun, and when you work with us, it is. Home Furniture's free design assistance in your home or in our store. We make the process as easy as possible by helping you envision what your furniture and your room will look like. What inspires you? Visit Home Furniture today to create a single sofa or an entire room. We'll help you bring it all together. Dream it, create it, love it. Home Furniture's free design assistance, West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
All right, we are back here. We are just moments away here from the final quarter here, 4th quarter, in fact, coming up. I want to give thanks here tonight to all of our game day sponsors. Stevens Point Orthopedics. Stevens Point Orthopedics is proud to provide complimentary sports physicals to Central Wisconsin athletes this fall. Call 715-344-0701 to schedule your appointment. That's 715-344-0701, and that is Stevens Point Orthopedics. So Pittsville on the move here, looking to try to, right now, just a 1-score game here, and 6 points separates these two squads here. So lots of football here left here tonight out at the Girk. Just about few minutes here before 9 o'clock on what has felt like an unseasonably warm kind of fall type day and evening. Certainly not going to complain, however. I will take that 10 out of 10 3 times on Sundays. Luther escapes some pressure there, and Luther gets a first down and then some, and he is running on a mission tonight is Dawson Luther. So that'll be a first down, and now Pittsville in pretty good field position here. Looking to try to make this a 2-score game here. Just underway here in quarter number 4. So Dalton Dar again, the lone featured back here for the Panthers. Luther, the give is to Dar. Dar cuts up the middle, cuts over to his right, gets down to around the 5 or so. He's going to pick up about 6 or so. Sean Berna with another stop there for Pacelli. And as we mentioned here, he 66 tackles on the year, 29 of those solo, 7 tackles for loss and a sack for Sean prior to tonight. So it's 2nd and 3 from the 4. So they technically could pick up a first down before scoring by my math anyways. By my geometry, right? Algebra. Trigonometry. Of course, Don Slusarski, the legendary math mind and teacher at Pacelli for a great number of years. Don still in the Stevens Point area, as I understand. Big time deer hunter is Don. Fisherman as well. And Pittsville going to be Dawson Luther, so it's a first down, and they're going to have it about the half-yard line or so. Pittsville will send a couple guys. Christian Matthews. I believe that's Titus Reese as well. We're going to get a flag on the play. So we'll see what that one's all about. I think it's going to maybe go against Pittsville, but we'll see. It's the early indication anyways. Again, don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Eric Rinke there trying to get some information about that. That will go against Pittsville, so now they'll be backed up to the 6 here, so replay first down, first and goal to go from the 6. Single man in motion there for the Panthers, and Luther and Pacelli, and that's pursued pretty well there. Let's see who that was in on that. I think that was, well, Zane Phillips, certainly one of the guys there, along with Eric Rinke. And Max Nelson as well. Tell you what, it's good to have these cheater glasses on, Angelica. When I don't have them, it's just always a little bit easier to kind of see things going on. Never thought I would actually be wearing cheaters, but here I am. Such is life, as they say. So it's going to be a second down here from Luther. He's going to take it himself, cuts out to his right, and he will sprint it in there for Dawson Luther, the 9-yard, at least by my math, so his second 9-yard touchdown run. Dawson Luther there at the 8:43 mark here in quarter number 4. So it's now 26-14. Pittsville, in all likelihood, going for 2 here. As we mentioned tonight, they had 13 two-point conversions to their resume on the season as a team here. So Luther and Dar in the backfield here for Pittsville. And Luther is going to convert the 2-point conversion here. So Dawson with a 2-point conversion. It's now 28-14 Pittsville. We'll take a brief commercial pause. We'll bring it right back. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
All right, we are back here. Gonna All right, we are back here. So the Panthers here to kick things off here, 28-14 on the 9-yard touchdown run. End-over-end kick there for the Panthers, fielded about the 26 or so. And a pretty nice return near midfield there, and Zane Phillips with another pretty nice return here for the Cardinals. He has, again, ran pretty well on the kick return terms of his production. 13 kick return here for 268 yards, 21 yards. So he's been very efficient and very productive on that part of the football here. So Pacelli now trails by a couple of scores. 8:38 here to go in quarter number 4. Want to give thanks here tonight to Felt's Dairy. The culture of Wisconsin is forever tied to life on the farm. Bring the family for a visit to Felt's Dairy Store in Stevens Point. Cheeses, dairy products, local meats, seasonal decor, and so much more. Felt's Dairy Store, food, family, and fun. So that is Flaker on the carry. Some very spirited running there for the junior Bryce Flaker. Matthews on the stop there for the Panthers. And as I understand here, it looks like Spash may be trailing another action here, 29-23. That one over in Marshfield. Fourth quarter just underway over in Marshfield, that one. So the Panthers trailing in that one by 6. So two-back set here with Ranke and Flaker Williams. And that one's given to Ranke, and he's going to be brought down, and one of the first on the hit there. That's big number 66, and Xander Schooley, the junior, with the big stop here. So that will bring up a third and about 3 or so yards to go. So no gain on that one for the Cardinals here, nearing the 7:30 mark here in quarter number 4. Game not over, but Pacelli certainly looking to try to Flaker, the ball carrier. He's going to get down to around the 44 or so, brought down there. That's number 23, and that's Christian Matthews on the stop for Pittsville. Flaker with another strong run, and that's going to bring up a fourth and, why not much? Wonder if they'll even maybe consider calling for a measurement, perhaps. It's awfully close. And a timeout called. We'll take a brief timeout ourselves. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
My grandparents worked so hard their whole life to keep things nice. You want to make sure that you're getting the job done correctly. At no point did I feel like I wasn't being handled by professionals. They were literally taking it on a surgical level, it seemed. Like they were very, very thorough on every step. I feel like Infinity treated my family with the same respect they would have treated their own. I feel like my house is brand new again.
All right, we are back, and they did, in fact, bring the sticks out to get a measurement, and I think they're about, the referee crew officiating indicating here maybe about a half or so yard short. Clock will wind now here with 6:40 and counting here to go in this one. So 4th and less than a yard to go here for the Cardinals. Williams works under center here. He'll take it himself, the keeper, and he's going to pick up the first down, brought down by number 34 on the stop for Pittsville, and that is Noah Knoyer. So that will keep this Pacelli drive going here. Nearing the 6-minute mark here, so still a lot of time left, but if you're Pacelli here now is pretty good time to try to get some points on the board. Suppose that goes without saying, right? It looks like, hard to say, I did not see a flag, but it's the officiating crew backed things up here to the back to about the 48 here. I guess I didn't see a flag, but here we are. So Williams will give it to Ranke, and he's going to be pursued, and that's Dalton Dar, one of the first in on the stop there to get Ranke. Boy, I tell you, I didn't see the flag there, but they back Pacelli up, and it's going to be Pittsville football now here. So under 6 minutes to go in this one. You have to think at this point of the game that Pittsville will probably run the football nearly the entire time here to try to kind of wind that clock down to 0. The clock's certainly going to be a big factor for the Cardinals if they want to try to get back in this one. So Luther, and it looks like that's number 34 this time, and that is Noah Knoyer on the carry here for Pittsville. Eric Ranke on the stop for Pacelli. I want to give thanks here tonight to Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Get the best tire prices, period, during the Factory Direct Tire Sale at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Up to $200 back by online or mail-in rebate on a select set of 4 Goodyear tires when you use the Goodyear credit card. Now at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. So 2nd and 9 here from the 47. 5:12 and counting here to go on this one. Luther back, scrambling, and nobody home there, and that will fall incomplete. Also want to give thanks here tonight to Dahl Automotive. Dahl Automotive in Stevens Point has over 1,300 vehicles, but they want more, so they'll offer an extra $500 over book value for your trade-in vehicle. Shop DahlAuto.com for the best selection in the area, or stop in to see them at Dahl Honda just off Stanley Street, or at Dahl Chrysler on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point. So the incomplete pass, that will stop the clock. I guess somewhat noteworthy, and what will kind of be a race against the clock here if Pacelli has any inkling to try to get back into this one. So Luther working from the gun here, single back set. He's going to take himself, change directions there, gets over now to about the 45, and still going near the 42-yard line is Dawson Luther. Under 5 minutes to go now here. Clock continues to wind. So about 4th and 5 here coming up for the Panthers. Very big 4th down play coming up for both squads here as that clock continues to wind down. the 43-yard line here, so Pittsville will probably do whatever they can to try to pick up the 4th down, which you'd almost have to think would put the game out of reach perhaps, but hard count, and I think that may, let's see here, Luther going, and that is going to be a false start here for the Panthers. That will back things up here. So that makes a 4th and 5 that much more challenging here for this Panthers squad here. Nolan Canoyer checks back in here for Pittsville. Nolan's had a couple of carries here tonight. It's been a heavy dose of Dalton Dar. Luther working under center here. And Luther going to take a timeout here. You have to wonder maybe if trying to get that hard count here. We'll take a brief pause ourselves. You're listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Good evening, folks. Matt LePay here. Ridgetop Exteriors is kicking off your roof replacement like pros. Old shingles off, decking down, ice and water guard set. Textbook protection. Underlayment follows. Sealed tight like an O-line. Valleys flashed. Shingles installed row by row. Captain ventilated. The crew scoops every nail, leaving no yard marker behind. This project's wrapped. Your turn to call the play at ridgetopexteriors.com.
All right, we are back. 3:10 remaining in this one here. Pacelli trailing by a couple of scores here with Pittsville taking that timeout, I believe, here, probably trying to see if it makes sense to punt the football away or try to go for it on 4th down here, basically around the midfield, here. And it sounds like Spash now in front 30-29 with about 4 minutes left over in Marshfield. So their final regular season, still 4 minutes or so to go in that one. But Spash now out front here 30-29 in that one. So 4th and 10 here from the 48. Punting situation. Luther punts it away, and that's going to roll out of bounds, so Pacelli will get a chance. They'll only have about 3 minutes and 3 seconds here to try to see if they can maybe get back in this one. Not over yet, certainly, but clock certainly works against them at this point. And 3:03 to go here in this one. Again, want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors. We'll have our Nasonville Dairy post-game show at the conclusion of this game. I certainly don't want to declare a winner yet, but whoever does come out victorious here will hopefully get a few words with the winning head coach, along with a Zaleski Sports Highlight House player, again in our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. So 1st and 10 here to go, 3:03 for the Cardinals. Williams, the give, that's Flaker. Stutter steps and gets out to about the 21, maybe 22. He's going to be awfully close to a 1st down for the Cardinals. Dawson Luther on the stop for Pittsville. And it will be a 1st down, so 1st down pickup there for Bryce Flaker. Under 3 minutes to go here in this game. Pacelli certainly looking to a little bit of sense of urgency. You got a clock kind of working against you. Williams gets it out in space. That is complete to Eric Rinke. Gets up to about the 27 or so. A pickup about 4 yards or so. Titus Reese on the stop for Pittsville. 2.5 minutes to go here. Pacelli kind of in their hurry-up offense sequence here. Williams going to roll out to his right. Some pressure there and intended there for, I believe that was Porter Boris. And that's going to fall incomplete to Boris. It will stop the clock. And it'll bring up about a 3rd and 5 situation now for Pacelli. So 2:18 here to go. Head trainer there, Amanda Vieira, getting a workout in here tonight, maybe a little bit. Going to check on one of the Pittsville Panthers. May have been Cash Osterman, although not sure. Pacelli kind of in hurry-up mode here. Trailing here by a couple of scores. Sam Westrick lined up near side. You've got Ranke and Zane Phyllis in the slot. Williams back to pass. Got a man in space. That's Flaker. Flaker gets up to about the 31 or 32. About a 3 or 4 yard pickup there for Bryce. Continuing to try to get in their hurry-up offense. It's 4th down here, so Pacelli must convert here to keep this one going. And that's out. That's complete to Ranke, and a 1st down pickup for Eric Ranke, trying to stretch things out a little bit. So keeps the drive going here for the Cardinals. So Williams to Ranke. Clock will continue to wind here, so Pacelli certainly going to have to hurry up here. Williams back to pass, going to roll out to his right. And he's got a man in space, and his favorite target there in Eric Ranke. He gets it down to about the 38 or so. So pretty good sequence here for the Cardinals. So 1st down here for Pacelli. Williams signaling here. That's got Zane Phyllis near side here for Pacelli single back set with Flaker. Williams back to pass. Over the middle, he's got Zane Phyllis complete down to about the 26. So Williams on this drive looking pretty good. We're going to get a timeout called here. We'll take a brief pause ourselves. You are listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
My grandparents worked so hard their whole life to keep things nice. You want to make sure that you're getting the job done correctly. At no point did I feel like I wasn't being handled by professionals. They were literally taking it on a surgical level, it seemed. Like they were very, very thorough on every step. I feel like Infinity treated my family with the same respect they would have treated their own. I feel like my house is brand new again.
All right, and we are back here. Minute 15 here to go in this one. Pacelli on a pretty nice drive here, led by Jacob Williams. A couple of nice design plays here for the Cardinals. Able to kind of march his crew down here to about the 26 or so here, where they will take over a 1st and 10 coming up here in this hurry-up 2-minute offense here for the Cardinals, which I think has looked pretty, pretty solid here. The clock certainly working against them at this point. Pittsville certainly has played a very good football game as well here tonight. Up by a couple of scores here. And you have to think they're looking to try to prevent any more points here. Phyllis, the man in motion. Williams going to roll out to his left. He'll go through his progressions, and that one overshot to Zane Phyllis, so that'll fall incomplete. Williams going through his progressions there, and it will bring up a 2nd and 10 here with a minute 8 left in this one. And as we mentioned, we'll have our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Probably around 5 minutes or so at the conclusion of this one. Williams has got Boris and Phyllis lined up here Wide for the Cardinals. Beg your pardon, that's Chase Napawaki. We're going to get a flag on the play. That was number 34, Canoyer there in the stop, but a flag thrown here. We'll see what that one is all about. Under a minute to go in this one. I think that may go against the Cardinals, but we'll see. It is going to be a false start, so yep, it will go 5 yards against Pacelli. So it's going to be around the 36 now. And the clock continuing to wind now here in this waning 50 seconds or so. Williams drops back to pass immediately. A couple flags are thrown. Play not called dead yet, so you have to wonder, and then we're going to get another flag in coverage there. We'll see if those play was not called dead, so I have to wonder maybe if that was a one of those free plays here, but we'll get it sorted out. I saw 3 different pieces of yellow laundry on the field here. A number of flags. Which just happened to be the same color as those Pittsville Panther helmets, so sometimes you see a lot of yellow. And you're going to get a penalty there. False start, and then you're also going to get one against Pittsville. Offsetting penalties here, so it'll be second down and long here with under 40 seconds to go in this one. Williams working from the gun here, single back set with Flaker lined up to his right. Williams rolls to his left, then rolls back right. Going over, and we're going to get another flag here. We'll see what that one is about. That was intended for Porter Boris. Early indication maybe going against Pittsville, but we'll see. And that will actually go against Pacelli, so my apologies there. I guess that is why I don't officiate. Certainly have a lot of very good officials here in our state. Williams rolls out to his left, then back to his right. He's all kinds of trouble, and he's going to be brought down. That's number 34. That's Noah Canoyer along with Darren Luther, I believe. But there is another flag on the play here. We'll see what this one is all about. So 12 seconds remain in this one. Again, we'll have our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Just 12 seconds remain. We'll keep it right here, though, as we enter into these final 12 seconds or so, in the final 12 seconds of the 2 seniors on this squad, and both Zane Phyllis and Peter Bella wrapping up their regular season. Of course, Pittsville with a number of seniors, certainly Dawson Luther, Wyatt Kiefer, Christian Matthews, Cash Osterman, Titus Reese, Caleb Matthews, Dalton Dar, Brody Withers, Darren Luther, Keegan Becker. So those are the seniors from Pittsville. So a number of those guys wrapping up their regular season of high school football. The playoff picture will be determined, I believe, over the weekend here. So the final 12 seconds here of this regular season of action, week number 9. And really, it just seems like not all that long ago, Angelica. We, week number 1, that was back on August 21st. Hard to believe that was 2 months ago already. I just cannot get over how quickly the season does go. At least for me, anyways. I suppose if you're grinding it out day in, day out as a football player, you may not think that. Maybe you do. Hard to say, but either way, it's going to be 4th and a whole bunch here to go for the Cardinals. Williams back to pass, going to roll out. Going to try to continue to evade pressure and still trying to stay, and that's going to be the final here. And they, so 28-14 is our final score. Maybe a second left on the clock here. We'll have our Nasonville Dairy post-game show, as we mentioned. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. We'll have a second left here to officially close this one out. So and that's going to be a final out here, 28-14, Pittsville, with the big victory here tonight at Gerke Park here in Stevens Point. Again, we'll have our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Hopefully get a few words here with Pittsville coaching staff, along with our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player, which I guess I could probably say there could be a few. My thought, anyways, probably would be Dawson Luther with the 3 touchdown runs here tonight. But we'll see. Maybe Coach will have other thoughts. But again, our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. You've been listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you in part from the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. Nasonville Dairy post-game show coming up in just one moment.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Keflatiri, Kefla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Freer, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Hello, Wisconsin. Phelps Dairy Store in Stevens Point is your spot for family fun, Wisconsin style at the farm. Come have an ice cream or some of their daily made fresh cheese curds while observing the robotic barn milking the cows. Ask for a tour of the farm or let the kids see the cows up close. Various Wisconsin-made dairy and beef products, seasonal decor, and outdoor activities are just the start of the family fun that awaits you at the Phelps Dairy Store, just a half mile from Walmart in Stevens Point. Phelps Dairy Store, food, family, and fun.
Littlest thing of walking or just being able to get around the community or walk to the grocery store or walk around the grocery store is just something little, but that is such an impactful thing, I think, to the patient to say, okay, well, I have 5 other things, but you were able to just help me with one of them. And I think that is gratifying for me personally, just to help even one small aspect of their life.
All right, we are back. Head Coach Dewar here. First of all, Coach, congratulations. You guys get your 4th victory here tonight. Final regular season game. You guys have a lot of seniors here playing in their final regular season. Talk about a game like this tonight, Coach.
Well, it was a grinder type game. We had a bunch of injuries in the first half. A lot of guys had to step up. Hopefully those guys that are injured can come back for the playoffs next week. Our seniors led us. Dawson, Dalton Dar, Darren Luther, Titus Reese, all them guys, Christian Matthews, they stepped up when guys were injured and made plays when we had young guys came in.
Yeah, and you guys really did. I mean, you said that so well with your seniors. I mean, you have so many great seniors. Dawson Luther, it seems like you've been playing forever just because you've been so productive really since day one. How do you guys prepare? You know, obviously playoffs will be dropping all kinds of notes here. How do you guys prepare here as you get into, well, certainly playoffs where that will be decided, I think, over this next day or two here?
Yep, they'll have that reveal show tomorrow at 10. We'll figure out where we're going. Biggest thing is we got to get healthy, and, you know, we know who our horses are, and those are going to be the guys that are going to carry us in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Coach, anything more that you want to say before we get it over to our senior here in Dawson Luther?
I'm really proud of the guys who had to step in for injured players. You know, they don't get a lot of practice time where they're running our plays or running our defense, so they got to kind of be the scout team. But they stepped in and played well, and we were able to come out with a win.
You guys did, and a very, very impressive, and really that's 3 in a row, Coach. I mean, that's you know, you guys have put up a lot of points in these last 3 games too, and certainly good momentum. I'm going to give you the fist bump. Congratulations, Coach. We'll turn it over now to our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player, Dawson Luther. And Dawson, you're no stranger to being in the house. I know that for a fact. I had a chance to follow you in baseball, and you're just dynamic. I know we're talking football, so I won't digress too much to baseball. But Dawson, first of all, great performance tonight. I had you for 3 touchdowns, 32, 9, and 9 for touchdown runs here tonight. As Coach said, you're kind of one of the leaders on this squad. Talk about your role.
Yeah, just stepping up as a leader this year, and that's been the mindset of all of our seniors. And I'm just really proud of the team tonight, especially our senior linemen. All the linemen, couldn't do it without them.
Yeah, and you know, you really can. I mean, those are the guys that really kind of open up those holes for you and Dalton and Darren and a few of the other, obviously other guys, Christian Matthews, who's gotten out in space too. But how do you, Dawson, you know, this is your final regular season game, obviously. We'll get more information on playoffs and things like that, but how do you prepare over this next week or two, really?
Yeah, we got to have a good week of practice, stay focused all week, focus on the game plan, and give it our best shot, whoever we're playing, because we're gonna give it our best shot.
And you've been just so productive really throughout your high school career in football. This year, you over 1,000 yards rushing as a quarterback. You know, you're definitely the leader. You kind of gave credit there to your offensive line. Dawson, anything more before we get you into our Zaleski Sports Highlight House here tonight?
just proud of our guys tonight. Pacelli was a gritty team, I'll give them that. They got some tough runners, and I thought we stepped up good in the second half. Defensively, when we needed a stop, we got it. So I was just proud of that.
No, that's awesome. Well, Dawson, I know you know the drill. I know you've probably done this a few times in multiple sports here, but I'll get you counted down. I'll go 3, 2, 1. I'll have you say your name and that you're in the house. So we'll go 3, 2, 1.
I'm Dawson Luther, and I'm in the house.
All right, Dawson, we got to give you that fist bump, man. Congratulations, sir. That is senior kind of do everything Dawson Luther. We'll call it's kind of maybe his new nickname, Do Everything Dawson, because he really does everything. I mean, he, have a chance to see him on the baseball diamond, on the basketball court, and certainly out here on the gridiron. And he really was a big part of this victory here tonight. Certainly, we Coach talked a little bit about that offensive line paving the way for some of these guys like Dawson and Dalton and Darren and Christian Matthews with a pretty nice game tonight as well. So, this is a team that can come at you a number of different ways. You play in a really tough conference. I know I've said it so many times here, but this Marywood CWC conference is really one of the finest conferences, certainly as you get into this Division 5, 6, 7 kind of area that we're in here. But again, a final out here, 28-14. It's been an absolute blast. This marks the end of the regular season. As Coach mentioned here, we'll have the reveal show. There'll be a lot of teams continuing their seasons throughout the course of the playoffs here over the next several weeks, certainly beginning next week. But Angelica doing a great job on production tonight. Always cool under pressure, even if something maybe is she's having to finagle something. She always does such a great job in terms of keeping us going. Brandon Barancott on the call here. Again, a final here out at Gerke Field up in the Don Friday press box, the legendary Don Friday. On a night that Pacelli was honoring certainly our homecoming activities, but then all of the 2025 Athletic Hall of Fame inductees here tonight. Just a very special night, a great night here for football. Marks the end of 2 seniors here on this Pacelli squad, both Zane Phyllis and Pete Bella, who have both had just remarkable high school football careers. Fun gentlemen to kind of watch. I know their families very well, and certainly it's always tough to see seniors concluding their seasons, but nothing certainly to hang their heads about. Pittsville, as we talked, they will, likelihood continue their run here into the playoffs, and a very good football team with a lot of weapons. So look out for the Pittsville Panthers, in my opinion. With that, we're going to sign off here. Brandon Barancott again on the call. You've been listening to and watching high school football here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you tonight by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. Have a good night, everyone.